Welcome to the End Zone. Let's move the chains and talk Bill O'Brien to the University of Alabama as the next rehab offensive coordinator position. And I know a lot of Alabama fans, especially the ones who have watched the NFL, are going to not like this hire at first glance. But let me tell you, it's all right. And I think that this is actually a home run hire. So, Alabama, Nick Saban, they have been known the past recent years and most recently to get guys who have maybe been washed up or had problems at other universities. You know, you got Lane Kiffin, Joey Freshwater, a guy who's not really respected in college football and the coaching atmosphere, hooking up with college girls, some frowned upon things. And you got Steve Sarkisian, coached at USC, went to the NFL, things didn't really work out, had an alcohol addiction, showed up to a pep rally drunk. It was a disaster. I remember when he first got hired, Alabama fans weren't necessarily excited for that. Some were, but the ones that I know weren't necessarily totally on board for Sark. And then 2 years later, they want Sark to be the next head coach for Alabama after Nick Saban. But eventually, Sark gets hired by Texas. And all these coaches are coming in to the Alabama program very, very experienced. They've coached a lot. They've just had recent failures. And Nick Saban, what he does with his players, he's doing with his coach. He's bringing out the best in each of these coaches. So Bill O'Brien, this is a guy who, he struggled late in the NFL, and some of that was problems because of power. So we're going to get into that. Bill O'Brien, offensive guy. He's coached in college, coached in NFL, coached under Bill Belichick with the Patriots. He was successful at Penn State during a time that was kind of shady for Penn State. You know, they were coming off the, I guess not really allegations. It was found out it was wrong. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but yes, the locker room scandal. And as Nick Saban said, Bill O'Brien offensively, like his mind is good. Like he can get his team to perform. The problem was in the National Football League was that he also had the GM role with the Houston Texans, and that is just too much power for one man to hold, especially in the National Football League. You can't have a coach and a GM holding the same position. It's just too much. It's not meant to be, and thankfully in college football you can't trade away players, but yeah, just a little joke there about Bill O'Brien. But yeah, I think that this is a great hire. It's going to work out. And before you know it, Bill O'Brien is going to be a head coach somewhere, maybe 2-3 years down the road. And his name will or the bad parts about his name, the bad connotations will be forgotten about Bill O'Brien, the one who made some bad trades, the one who was partly responsible for Deshaun Watson, who's most likely going to leave the Texans and running the Texans franchise into the ground after a couple successful seasons. So I'd love to know your opinions on Bill O'Brien down below. Do you think that he's going to work for Nick Saban in the Alabama Crimson Tide? Thanks for watching the End Zone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment so we can move the chains.